Hey everyone, it's Alan with 𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗀. Welcome back to another new video. In today's video, we are going to be making some pumpkin bread candles. Now this is the third annual celebration of pumpkin bread. Well, not celebration, but third annual existence of pumpkin bread. This is a special one because we're going to actually be using one of my custom formulas. It's a blend of 𝗬𝗏 and 𝗲𝗔stone. And then later on in the video, we're going to be engraving these vessels for the 3rd anniversary edition. And I've never actually done that for any of the vessels that I've made in these Modern Craft Lab 3-inch tulips. So I'm very excited to share all that with you. Now, what you just saw here is I started off by doing the water and the pigment. That direct colors number 112. And I'm now, after I mix those two in, adding in the 𝗲𝗔stone. Now I mix in the pigment with the water because it helps the pigment to blend better. If you were to just add it to the dry 𝗬𝗏 or 𝗲𝗔stone, it can work, but it's a little bit easier to integrate it when you do it with the water first. Now I created this custom blend to maximize the properties that I like of 𝗬𝗏 while using mainly 𝗲𝗔stone. Now 𝗲𝗔stone, most of you guys will know if you've watched my video talking about the safety of the two mediums. I'll link it above. I consider a much safer medium. It's primarily gypsum with a very high PSI.
Using now 𝗬𝗥𝗢𝗗𝗏 Splendid Gold.
It takes a lot to break it, so it's great for making candles, and it's also one of the very few casting mediums that is able to withstand the heat of a burning candle. One of the things that I like about 𝗬𝗏 is its ability to take color really well, oxide pigments. 𝗲𝗔stone is much more prone to something that's called efflorescence. It's actually where one of the salts in the curing process interacts with some of the chemical compounds in oxides and creates what we see as efflorescence. And it's really just an extraction of salt. There's not a good way to get rid of it though. There's a lot of myths online of different things you can try, and trust me, I've tried all those. Now, that said, these vessels will still have some efflorescence, but because I'm using the 𝗬𝗏, it helps to minimize it, and I'm still able to get those bold oxide colors. Now, I'm mixing in what you just saw there, that 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏 Splendid Gold. That's one of the few 𝗀𝗏𝗏 paints that works with 𝗲𝗔stone. A lot of times I find the metallics don't work for me with 𝗲𝗔stone. 𝗲𝗔stone cures really fast in the mold, and that high heat oftentimes just doesn't work very well. I've found with a lot of the metallics that I like to use with 𝗬𝗏. The Folk Art and 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏 are my two favorite brands. But these pumpkin bread vessels, I find work really well with this custom formula, and I will have it available in my Patreon, which is linked down below. But it's predominantly 𝗬𝗏, or it's predominantly 𝗲𝗔stone with a small amount of 𝗬𝗏. And that is allowing me to, like I said, achieve those really bold colors while maintaining a base that is mainly 𝗲𝗔stone. You can watch the full video on this, but one of the things that's really challenging with 𝗬𝗏 is the silica. Now, you can obviously wear the respirator that I always link below in my videos with the pink filters. Those are asbestos grade filters. They're really great for fine particles, and I would highly recommend wearing that if you're using really either of these. I like to wear it for. Now, another exciting thing that you're going to get to see in this video, we are going to be making some concrete gourds. Now, one of the molds you can see in front of me, also with this metallic paint, I like to kind of swirl it around before I pour it into the mold. This one, it's like supposed to be like a pumpkin, and there's a couple different pumpkins and a couple different gourds. And these were originally made for pillars, but I just couldn't resist the molds. These are from 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and I'll link these exact ones down below. You guys, the way that these turned out, I cannot. I've never had anything demold like this. Now, they do take quite a bit of medium, but I think it's worth it because I think that they're really unique and I was just so thrilled with how these turned out. So I'm going to be actually including some of the audio from that when I demold them in just a little bit, so you guys can hear. I couldn't help but include that original audio because I was like, I freaked out. I was so excited. Now this long one here, or this is the one of the gourds, but it's one of the fatter, kind of taller ones, and then there's one that's just really tall that's right behind me. The one thing I will say is when you have all this medium in them, they do get a little bit heavy. They didn't fall over, but you want to make sure your surface is really level. And the little stems and everything on them, I was just so thrilled because normally something like this, you won't be able to demold it very well. But I used the exact same custom blend that I came up with. It's a blend of Hydrostone and 𝗬𝗏 with that Direct Colors 112, and then swirling in some of that Splendid Gold from DecoArt. And what we're going to be doing this year is actually including these. So there's going to be 10 of them, and they're going to be included with 10 of the pumpkin bread candles at random. And they're pretty heavy too. So I will say that if you plan on selling these, they are pretty heavy. But just wait until you see them in a couple minutes. Like, you're going to freak. You can see though how that taller one, you just really want to make sure it didn't fall over. And I made a couple of them. And then we also have this ghost mold. Now this one, it's a little over 3 inches, I want to say. It has a witch hat to it as well. So I started off with just demolding our regular vessels. Now, these are not the ones that I normally do for pumpkin bread. You guys will know if you've been here for any amount of time. They're normally a white with orange. And I did do some of those as well. But for this 3rd anniversary edition, I thought I would change it up and make 2 different versions of it. And I couldn't decide which one I liked more, so we're just going to do some of each. I will also include that formula in Patreon for both these vessels, the custom color, the custom Hydrostone and 𝗬𝗏 blend, the amount of water that I use, and then I'll also include the formula for the orange and white ones. And then if you do use just 𝗬𝗏, I'll include that formula as well that I've been using a couple years prior. I don't think there's anything wrong with using just 𝗬𝗏. And like I said, you can watch my video where I kind of talk about the pros and cons of it. You just really want to make sure that you are, when you're cleaning, you want to keep your garage space really minimal and make sure that you're cleaning with wet cleaning, basically. You don't want that dust to become airborne. I really like how these turn out though. You can see how that gold is just, the marbling is really working effectively. And that's been the most challenging thing with Hydrostone, or predominantly Hydrostone, is getting those metallic colors to actually come through. They oftentimes don't want to do that with Hydrostone. For whatever reason, I think it's how fast it cures. It's a very exothermic reaction. There's a lot of heat that's released and really quickly. All right, get ready for this audio. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. That is too cute. Oh my gosh. That is so adorable. I cannot get over it. Oh my goodness. The little stem came out perfectly too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. These are the cutest. That is so perfect. It demolded like a dream. Okay, we've got 2 more here. This is the gourd. I'm scared. Oh my gosh. What? How are these demolding like this? Oh my gosh. I cannot. They're so perfect. And then this is the last one. Okay, it's like night right now too. Oh my goodness, you guys! This made my whole week. I cannot get over these. Did you just see how easy that was? Like, I literally just popped it right out of the mold. There's no speeding up or anything. The little stem, these things normally break with every other mold I've had. You would never get a result like this. Oh my god, they are so cute. And then you can just take like a little sanding pad and just very lightly just go like that. Oh my goodness. That is just adorable. So I'm just gonna go over really, really lightly on these. And they're perfectly smooth too. Part of it's because of my formula with using this amount of hydrostone. Oh my god, these are just adorable. I've used so many molds. I have never, ever gotten results like this. I'm gonna link all of these down below for you guys. And I'll see if they'll give me a little coupon to give you a discount. So these were made for pillar candles. I just thought I would try this because I don't make pillars and I could not resist these molds when I saw them on their website. So let's go ahead, and I don't know if this one's quite ready yet. Tell you what, let's do the shell first and then I will now this is a different company. This is just an Amazon one, but I've always liked this mold. It is a little tricky when you're first getting started though. It's very easy to break off and not get it all quite filled, but I'll link this guy below for you too. I usually, when I have extra batter, will fill a shell. Okay, so here goes the witch hat. This is probably not gonna turn out very good because I ran out and I just made the base white. I thought it might look kind of interesting, but we'll see. Oh my god, you guys, do you see this? I cannot. Now you can see I could have done a little bit better with tapping at the top of this, but I am obsessed. Okay, so now for the base, you can see it's magnetic. So I actually quite like that. It's very like easy to snap it back together and it doesn't take very long. Oh my god. You guys. Do you see this? Oh my god. I cannot. I can't. I'm gonna lose it. Go over here and click this, and then at this point you want to make sure that your green goggles are on. And I'll have the ones that I'm using linked below. Okay. Here is the final result. I think this looks really good. I think it's very unique, and then it allows your customer to be able to repurpose their vessel. So just tightening this onto here, and then I am going to go ahead and press the framing button in Xtool. So again, just to see the trajectory, I'll bring you down here. So you see how that started almost where my tool was? So that's not going to be a very good placement. So what I'll end up doing is bringing this forward just a little bit so that it doesn't overlap with my tool. Let's try again. And that should be better. You can see how that blue light did not overlap with my tool that time. And over here, I'm going to click process and start. Okay, and then this is where you want to make sure that your glasses are on. And then I'm going to press start up here. Oop, and you see how I just moved that a little bit? That's why I always like to keep that ruler right there. So that way I know what my exact length is. Let me just put this back. So I just try to make sure that is straight at all times. And I keep that positioning just like that, and then this ruler at 2 inches right from here, from the end of this, basically. So let's go ahead and take a look at this beautiful vessel, but you can see how there's not a lot of room to put a design on here. If I kind of wanted my customer to have a mix of that sort of swirl with the orange and still get a design, I think my best bet, well, it might be to try to go for right in the middle there. This is going to be a trickier one. It would be safer to just go for this area, but if I want to try to get a little bit of that white sort of in it, I might try to go for this area. So I'm gonna just position it like that, and then use the framing. And see, it's going to, unfortunately, not really utilize the design very well. I guess I could try. Yeah, this vessel isn't really ideal for this type of a design. And sometimes it helps to compare it to one that you've done, just so that way you can see where it's gonna sort of show up. So we might be able to, this is risky, but we might be able to try to get it right in this area. Let's see how this might look with the trajectory, the framing option. And I'm watching to make sure, yeah, that's really risky because a lot of that white is gonna get in there. I'm gonna try to move it just a little bit more like down. Still pretty risky, but I think we should try it for the heck of it. You don't get all of this on the front, right? But I think it still looks pretty cool.
20 hours later.
So one thing that I also wanted to mention is with these candles, after I make the concrete, I wait usually a good week before I seal them, and then after I seal them, I'll wait about 24 hours before engraving. Now, all the wick centering tools that you see me using, I get from Norden Candle Supply, and they're really inexpensive. You can even get them custom engraved with your business name, and I just love them because you're able to get that really precise placement. So I am going to be making these candles with CB2 wax and a fragrance oil from Candle Science that has actually been one of our most popular for the last 5 years, but 3 of the last 5 years it has been our most popular candle since I moved it to concrete and renamed it Pumpkin Bread. So this one uses Pumpkin Souffle by Candle Science, and if you'd like the exact formula with the wick and everything, definitely check out my Patreon down below. As I mentioned before, it literally costs like the amount of a cup of coffee a month, and you not only get this formula, but you get almost all of our formulas for Earthglow, and I'm updating it constantly, so whenever I come out with new ones or make limited edition stuff, those go on there too. And then you also get one-on-one support with me where you can ask me your candle making questions in a secure chat, and I will respond back to the best of my ability within 24 hours. So it's a really great resource that a lot of small businesses have found very helpful. So this is the colorway that I'm calling our Pumpkin Gilded Gold, and it has that gold marbling with that classic terracotta pumpkin base. And I think these came out beautifully. Now, the other one that you don't see, well, you will see it in just a minute, the one that we've had before with the white, I'm calling that one the Pumpkin Ghost Cloud colorway, because to me those white swirls almost look like clouds. And, you know, for pumpkins, you gotta have the ghosts in there too. Now, this is gonna be a restock coming hopefully in the next couple weeks of our Maker's Favorites collection. And you can see I've added on the handcrafted to these as well. And I think it came out really good on the vessels. All those formulas are also available in Patreon, but those ones use a different wax. They use coconut apricot, the 𝗬𝗔𝗡𝗏 𝗟𝗏. Now, you can see just how beautifully the CB2 wax sets up. And the way that I like to package these is just with some black tissue paper and these boxes that you're able to get right on Amazon, and I'll leave a link to them down below. What's really nice about them is, first, they use the box within a box, so you're packaging the concrete candle in a box, and then that goes inside of another box. We have less than a 1% damage rate. I'm actually gonna link one of my shipping videos down below so you guys can see how effective this strategy is, and also how convenient it is, because then you have your candles all ready to go. They're not collecting dust on a shelf. They're all packaged up in the boxes. And then with these, you don't have all this extra space that you have to pad around. So for the 3-inch tulips, these boxes will fit them almost like flush packaging. Not almost, but it is. Because I've also tried that brand too, and I like it, but they're very, very expensive. That is flush packaging. So I always like to put the brand on the back as well as on the top. And yeah, I'm super excited. These are on the website right now. I think one of the colorways has almost sold out, and the other one, we've got about half of our stock left, maybe, at the time that I'm doing this voiceover. So definitely check them out down below. And you can use code PUMPKIN in all caps through this weekend. That is through October 6th. October 5th to purchase one pumpkin bread candle and to get a second autumn candle. So from our double wicks from the autumn collection, you can get that candle 50% off. So for like 17 bucks for a almost 11-ounce candle. So definitely check that out. And if you did enjoy this one, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave me any questions down below and I'll be glad to answer those. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sending all of you peace, love, and light. And I'm wishing all of you happy pumpkin carving and happy candle making. I'd like to take the time to thank my patrons for their incredible support.
Trusting your instincts, realize that knowing looks different to each. When living authentic, do more exploring, deeper than knowing just what is essential for life that is thriving. Go deep, mute out the chatter, feel it, burn off the fire, let go until there's peace to your core. Live a life you adore. Silence the noise, away from the program, removing performance, true self, all that's standing. Live free from worry, live by just being. Power in finding your wholeness in now. Go deep, mute out the chatter, feel it, burn off the fire, let go until there's peace to your core. Live
Keep being yourself. Stay authentic at all costs. And never lose your spark. Because that's what makes your brand uniquely you. I'm rooting for you. And I know you have what it takes to be successful and to have fun with this craft. Until next time, happy candle making.